Well, good morning, friends. Happy Friday. Weekend is upon us. So welcome. It's a 1 hour gentle Kripalu yoga class. I'm Judith. We are glad you are here. So the props we use in this class would be a yoga mat. If you don't have a yoga mat, you could substitute with a folded blanket, maybe a beach towel on a carpeted surface. I wouldn't attempt doing anything on tile or wood because your joints will complain, at least mine do. So, and then these are a standard set of yoga blocks. These are the styrofoam version, they're nice and light. They also make blocks in bamboo, and I not recommend them because if you inadvertently drop them on your foot, you would be sorry because they're heavy. So just a little footnote there, caution. Here's a standard yoga strap. And if you don't have blocks and would like to have that kind of a prop, you could substitute with a couple of canned goods of equal size and weight. Here's a standard yoga strap. This is easy to substitute with a long skinny scarf, a dog leash, a belt, bathrobe tie. Any of those would work. I've rolled up a towel here and fixed it with rubber bands. So that's my fake bolster. And then here's a squishy mat. But you could take maybe a couple of small pillows from the bed or the sofa, not big bed pillows, but little things, or rolled towels or blankets to, assist softening. And then, of course, last but not least, the chair. Mine is a standard metal folding chair, no wheels for sure, and preferably no arms. And optionally speaking, if you happen to have hand weights and would like to intensify the challenge that you give yourself during the class, that's fine. I'd recommend nothing heavier than 2 pounds. This is a set of 1-pounders. So that's just to say if things have gotten way too easy, that this is a way you can increase the strengthening. All right. So let's start. You're going to be near your chair, your wall, your piece of furniture, whatever is not going to move when you start putting weight on it. You may not need it at all. Let's start lifting the heels, lifting left and right. Big full breaths for 8, 7, spread the toes wide, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Maybe you want to stay at this pace, but maybe you want to double time, start bicycle pedaling the heels. And I also forgot to mention earlier that if whatever's being offered doesn't work for your body, you know it, you can modify, you could do something else, or you could skip it. So you are in charge. You know what's going to work or not. And you know how it feels in your body. So if you want to stay here bicycle pedaling, that's great. Otherwise, you can break into a baby march. And that way you're bringing forth opposite arm, opposite legs as you march. And once you get those things going, then maybe you can think about making it fairly vigorous. We'll do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Keep marching on 1. We'll take the feet now out, out, in, out, in. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to the center. Keep marching. Now we're going to try to cross the opposite arm and opposite bent knee. So we're crossing the midline with opposite appendages. So that it would look like something like this. We'll do this at your own pace. Do it near a support for balance if you need it. Here we go. We'll do 8, 7, 6, standing tall, 5, 4, twist the upper body, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then coming back to center, let's just mark in place with the feet very gently. And then slowly bringing it down to stillness. Nice. And then taking the feet nice and wide. You can place hands on hip crease or waist and start circling hips. Inhale forward, exhale, squeeze the navel to spine when you round in the back. So you're noticing any sore spots, dark spots, sticky spots, and breathing into them. Remembering those deep, full breaths. A couple more swirls in this direction. And then we'll come back to center. You're going to smooth the hips in the opposite direction, swirling the hips. Noticing any changes, any differences in this direction. If there are any, there may not be. You're just doing a little inventory. No self-judgment, no competition. 2 more. Last one. Nice. Let's corkscrew back to center. Roll shoulders forward, up, back, and down, opening the chest. Breathing. Focus your attention on those shoulder blades. Slide them down the back body as you squeeze them together. Counteracting slumping over computers, steering wheels, shopping carts, etc. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Circling in the other direction. Here again, noticing if there are any changes or not. Doing your inventory. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Let's just shake the arms. Very nice. Inhale and take the arms out to the side. Now you're going to isolate the ribs as you slide the ribs to the right. Come back to center. Slide them left. Noticing differences in the 2 directions, if there are any. We'll do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to center. Now the arms are fixed here. You're not going to be flapping your arms. You're stretching the fingertips to the side wall and only the rib cage moves. So we're tilting to the right. Come back to center. Tilting to the left. A little human teeter-totter. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Nice. Back to center, and then slowly let the arms come down, shake them out. Let's take the left arm in front of the body and squeeze it into the center of the chest with that right forearm rather. So the inside arm is straight. You're getting a big stretch in your left shoulder girdle for 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Now you're going to keep the arms the same. The inside elbow bends. Maybe the backs of the hands meet. Mine certainly don't. But then once you get your optimum formation here, you're going to just pump those arms up to the sky, little tiny pumps. We'll do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Slowly unwind. Shake it out. And now we'll do the same on the right. The right arm is straight. The left arm is going to pin that arm to the center of your chest. Breathing for 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep the arms the same. Inside elbow bends. Maybe the backs of the hands meet. Maybe they don't. Mine don't meet. And now we're going to do little tiny pumps up to the sky. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly unwind the arms, very gently, shaking them out. Let's take one hand forward and just stretch the wrist forward. So we're just opening up the hands and the wrists. Other side, nice. Breathing, shaking everything out. Well done. You could use the chair for this, for support, by using the chair back and then taking the legs wide and doing the big, deep squats. Or I'll put that to one side. If you have the blocks, You want to grab one block and have a tall block there to put your hand on later on. That's also an option, or you might need anything, you might want nothing. So we're going to take the legs wide, toes point out 30 to 45, hands on hip crease or waist. Now here again, the torso is going to stay upright. You're not going to lurch forward trying to get lower. You're going to stay upright with the torso, the knees track over toes. Inhale, bend, exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend, exhale, straighten. We'll do 4, 3, 2, stay down on 1, little pumps. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, stay down on 1. Now, crown of head lines up with tailbone. You're going to tilt the whole torso forward until it's parallel with the earth. You're not going to let the head dangle. Right shoulder migrates in the direction of the left knee, and you've got your left forearm resting on left thigh. You're in a standing twist looking over the left shoulder. Meanwhile, this right hand presses into the right thigh presses into right hand. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to center. Coming slowly through. Left shoulder migrates in the direction of the right knee. Right forearm rests on right thigh. Left hand presses into left thigh. Left thigh presses into left hand. And you're looking over the right shoulder. So you're in a standing twist. And you've got an isometric press going on the left. For 4, 3, 2, 1. And now slowly moving at your own pace, your own rhythm, side to side. Moving and twisting. Squeezing those abs each time you move side to side. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay over on the right. Now the right forearm rests on right thigh. Your left hand could rest on the mat, maybe a tall block, maybe your chair seat, maybe nothing. So you're going to pump into the right hip. The left leg stays straight. The left heel digs into the mat. The toes point to sky. Big stretch for that left adductor muscle that gets overlooked. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Come back to center. Left forearm rests on left thigh. Right hand either rests on mat, maybe tall block, maybe chair seat, maybe nothing. Now you're pumping into the left hip. We're creating synovial fluid by pumping, moving the joint here on the left, and the right leg is straight. Right heel digs into mat, right toes point to sky, big stretch for the right adductor muscle, and you're pumping to the left for 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Back to center, coming back into the middle. I've got the block on the second highest setting. If you're using a block, that might work or not. We're going to do deep squat. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten the legs as you bow to the mat. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. So let's stay in the wide leg forward fold. Shake the head yes. And shake the head no. Maybe adding in horse lips, Mr. Ed. And just shaking the head, bobbling the head for 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then slowly heel toeing the feet together or stepping the feet together until the feet are directly under the hips, toes point forward. I'll do this in profile. So now we're in Uttanasana, forward fold. Hands can rest at the ankles. You'll do a series of flat back lifts, dragging the hands along the shins. Inhale, flat back lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back lift. Exhale, squeeze the abs as you forward fold. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then the hands can slide to the thighs. You're going to rise up slowly as you stack the bones. And then open the chest. Roll the shoulders. Interlace the fingers behind the back of the body. So the idea is to get the hands together, interlace the fingers. Maybe if the hands don't meet, you can have the palms face each other. Or if you have a strap or a substitute strap, you can work your hands together over time using the strap. Not necessarily getting them together this morning, but eventually over time. So there's a couple of options there. So now the feet are directly under the hips. You're stretching the arms away, and you are not resting your hands comfortably on the bum. You're stretching it away, okay? Open the chest, really counteracting a lot of slumping. I know I slump a lot, so I have to keep doing this to remind myself. For 4, 3, 2, 1. You might want to stay here with your feet in parallel. Or you might cross the right foot outside of the left. Both feet are flat, and you're going to squeeze the thighs together. And you may wish to be near your chair, your wall, a piece of furniture here. You are still stretching your arms away. So the two legs squeezing together are like a tree trunk for you. And then if you want more, you could go into a forward fold, drawing the arms over the head. And when you get to the bottom, wherever that may be, you will pause and take in 3 big breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then floating it up. Don't let the hands rest on the bum. Coming up slowly, unwinding arms, unwinding legs, shake everything out. How was that side? If you feel nervous about falling over, be near a wall or be near your chair, all right? So now we're going to interlace the fingers again behind the back body, this time the awkward way. So it's not your go-to version. It's a different thumb on top, and it might feel weird. So you're going to stretch the arms away. Maybe you want to keep the feet and legs in parallel. Maybe you don't. Maybe you want to cross the left foot outside of the right. And you're going to squeeze those legs together like crazy, giving you a very stable tree trunk. And then you're going to stretch the arms away. Maybe you want to pause here. If you want more, go into that forward fold, drawing the arms over the head until you get to your bottom sticking point. 3 big breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then floating up with a flat back. Crown of head still lines up with tailbones. Triple slow time. Unwind legs. Unwind arms. Shake everything out. How was that side? If you have blocks, grab them. And if you don't, you'll just have to put your fingertips on the earth. So I like doing it facing the long edge of the mat because that way both feet are on the sticky mat. If you've got the blocks, these are going to be used as arm extenders. If you don't have the blocks, you're going to walk yourself forward with your fingertips. Only as far as you can go optimally without falling over, all right? So taking your blocks and walking them forward. And then eventually you're going to come to a sticking point, and there you will pause. And imagine there's a strap wrapped around your hips, and it's pulling you to the wall behind. So the arms stretch forward, the hips pull back, huge stretch for the whole back body for 4, 3, 2, 1. Taking the blocks, walking them over to the right. Now here you might want to bend your left knee and do little pulses into the left while you stretch the whole left side of the body for 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming back to center slowly with your blocks, with your arm extenders over to the left. And now the right knee might want to bend as you pulse in and out, breathing. Don't let the head dangle. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Legs go straight. Blocks come back to the middle. Maybe you want to walk your blocks back through your legs behind you. And maybe you don't want to use the blocks at all. Maybe you want to put your fingertips on the mat. So whatever works for you, get your optimum stretch going back through the legs for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands walk forward again and take your blocks with you. Nice. And then here you can heel toe the feet together or step the feet together. And then very mindfully, the hands can rest on thighs. Back stays flat as you rise up. Stacking the bones, rolling the shoulders, opening the chest. Let's put one hand on heart, one hand on belly. And then just noticing where the energy has shifted in the body. The heart beating, blood flowing, chi, life force moving throughout the system. Let's take 3 deep, 3-part Durga breaths. Inhale, belly expands, rib cage expands, collarbones lift, noticing the pause at the top. Exhaling, collarbones, rib cage, belly, squeezing out all the air at the bottom. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest, noticing the silence at the top. Exhaling, chest, ribs, belly, squeezing out all the air at the bottom. 2 more like that on your own. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And very slowly letting the arms come down, shaking them out. Nice work, you guys. Okay, now we'll grab our chairs and we'll do a bit more standing up, and then we'll may or may not go to the chairs to sit, but then we're going to go to the earth. So it's all a progression. All right, so you've got the chair here. So your right hand on the back of the chair, left leg goes out to the side. If you want to add more challenge, you have a weight in your hand. The weights are optional. So right hand on chair back, left leg is straight, left foot stays flexed. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Coming back, shaking out both sides. Gently. Hand can come on the inside of the left thigh. I've got the weight there. The leg is still straight. The foot is still flexed. Inhale, across the midline. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Coming back to stillness. Shake everything out. Let's go ahead and just float that knee up to waist high, little pumps. 4, 3, 2, 1. Add in the arm. 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it down. Oh, shake it out. Now we go to the other side. I'm going to grab a sip of water before we go to the other side. Okay. right. So now your left hand is on the back of the chair seat. The right leg stays straight. Right foot stays flexed. One weight or no weight on the outside of the right thigh. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Coming back down, shake out both sides. Weight will be in your left leg. No weight or one weight on the inside of your right thigh. The right leg is straight, right foot is flexed, crossing the midline. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Back to center. Shake it out. Now you're going to float that knee up, little pumps. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then one slow. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Everything comes down. Shake it out. Good work. One and all. Now let's go ahead and sit in the chair. I'll scoot back so hopefully you can see my feet. And then let's scoot all the way to the back of the chair seat this time. And then pulling the flesh away from sits bones. And so now you've got support for the upper thighs. So it's just going to be exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then shake it out. And now from here, you're going to extend one leg long, flex the foot. Second leg long, flex the foot. Take the legs slightly wider. External rotation, back to center. Internal rotation. So now the whole leg bones are moving in tandem here, pumping synovial fluid into the hip crease. We'll do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Back to parallel, and let's just shake. Do a little swimming motion here with the feet. We'll do 4, 3. Let's add the arms. 2, 1. Let's do 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Arms come down slowly. Legs and feet come down slowly. Let's bounce the legs here for 8. And you could do a little choreography if you'd like. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, hook it, 2, 1. Great. And just getting that blood moving in the legs. Nice work. Okay. Scooting forward to more front of your chair seat. Hands palm down on the thighs. The whole torso is going to go from right to left, squeezing the abdominals through the center. Returning left to right, squeezing. So you're sweeping your torso through the center. Let's do 4, 3, 2, last one. And then coming back to sitting, just roll the shoulders a bit here. Nice work. Now, if you have weights, great. If you don't, it's a soft fist. As long as we're here in the chair, we'll do some arm work and then we'll go on to the earth. So let's combine either the hands together, just plain, interlace the fingers, or you can add in 1 or 2 hand weights as well. So the feet and legs are in parallel. We're going to start just circling, just using the arms. See if you can keep the torso still. Sitting tall, engaging the abdominals. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to center. Going the other direction, circling. Noticing any differences. You're whipping up your post-exercise snack in your cauldron here. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Back to center. And then you're going to unwind the arms. Let's take no weight or 1 weight in each hand. Let's shrug and drop. Shrug and drop. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Drop the shoulders away. Now the palms face outward. Working on biceps. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. So now don't rely on momentum. Use the muscle. Inhale, exhale. Let's do 8, 7. Don't rush it. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Only halfway and fold the arms. So now the forearms are parallel to the earth. Upper arms are glued to the side ribs. Out to the side. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Back to neutral. Arms come down. Take the legs just slightly wider, not too much. You're going to tilt the torso forward about 15 degrees. Palms face the midline. No weight or 1 weight in each hand. Flies. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the arms up, palms down, little pumps. 8. Drop the shoulders. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower the arms. Legs are in parallel. And just again tilt forward slightly about 15 degrees. The palms are now facing the back wall. You're not going to let the head dangle. The straight arms rise up, and you're going to keep the arms higher than the bum as you pump the palms up towards the sky, working on that back part of the upper arm. Here we go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly bring it down. Very gently. Coming back upright. Nice and easy. Roll the shoulders. Let's go ahead and lose any weights if you're using them. If you want to have a strap for this next bit, great. If you don't, fine. We're going to turn to the right. And what we'll do is you can either loop the strap around the top of your left foot, and then we're going to draw the leg back so that you're pulling on this quad muscle on the left. If you're not using the strap, you might wish to grab the shin, the ankle, or the top of the left foot. So here again, getting that butt cheek half on, half off of the chair helps in terms of getting access to the leg or the foot. So you're going to turn to the right. You're pressing the left foot into the left hand into the left foot, and you're drawing that thigh back behind you. Optimum, not maximum, for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Releasing that foot and leg, drawing it forward, and then turning around and turning to the left. Same idea. You can use the strap around the top of the right foot. This front butt cheek, half on, half off the chair, gets greater access to the foot and the leg. The pelvis is square to the side wall here. So the right hand is pressing into the right foot is pressing into the right hand. As you draw that leg back to your optimum stretch, not your maximum, don't force it, don't jam it, for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly release. And then slowly coming back to center. Let's again turn to the right. Now we're facing the right. The right arm comes straight out from the armpit. Twisting right. A seated twist. So you're going to keep going until you come to your sticking point, and there you will stop. I've got both hands on the back of my chair seat now, looking over your right shoulder. For 4, 3, 2, 1. And then coming just halfway out of your twist, only slightly release. Inhale, slightly release. Exhale, squeeze and turn. Inhale, slightly release. Exhale, squeeze and turn. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then coming out of it slowly. And then moving back through center. And now you're going to turn to the left. And the left arm goes straight out from the armpit. And you're going to twist to the left. Scanning the horizon with the fingertips until you come to your sticking point. And there I'm grabbing the back of the chair seat with both hands. A seated twist for 4, 3, 2, 1. You're only going to come slightly out of the twist. Inhale, slightly release. Exhale, squeeze and turn, maybe a little deeper. Inhale, slightly release. Exhale, squeeze and turn. 2 more. Releasing and twisting. Releasing and twisting. Nice. Coming back to center slowly, slowly. Nice work, everyone. We'll just bounce the feet and the legs. Scoot up close to the front of your chair. And then stack the palms over your heart center. We'll do a few sit to stands. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. And this time don't land, but hover, little palms over your chair seat. 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten it up. Unwind the arms, shake everything out. And just for a little release, let's return to swinging the arms like empty coat sleeves, just to get everything whooshing in there properly, flowing through the body. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. And then slowly unwind, very slowly. Let's take the feet together and move that strap. I'll take the chair off to one side. You could do this next one sitting in the chair as well if it becomes too much. So hands are in a soft fist. You're going to place them in the hip crease. Feet and legs in parallel. And you're gonna think about lifting up through the torso as you move forward with the flat back as you go into Uttanasana, a forward fold. Those fists are still in place in the hip crease. We're encouraging the colon to do its work. So now when you're in your forward fold, you're going to inhale, pump the belly. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. And then keeping the belly engaged, the back is flat as you rise up, triple slow time. Don't rush it, don't rush it, don't rush it. Open the chest, hand stack over navel, and just start circling the navel with the palms, going up the right side, across the center, down the left. So you're massaging the colon. Upward is the ascending colon. Across the center is the transverse colon. And down the left side is the descending colon. So just encouraging the belly to do its work, the colon, get in there, get busy. 2 more circles. Nice work, everyone. And then just shaking everything out. Let's go ahead and grab our blocks if you're using them. They can rest there at the narrow end of the mat. Maybe you want to grab some water. Or borrowing a tissue. Okay. So facing your narrow end of the mat, inhale up, swan dive, exhale forward, fold. Inhale up, exhale, swan dive forward. 2 more, inhale up, exhale, fold, inhale up, and you're gonna stay forward in the forward fold here. You can let the head hang. Let's shake the head, yes, let's shake the head, no. Maybe some Mr. Ed horse lips. And keeping the feet flat, just micro bend the knees left and right. So now we're stretching out that low back. That's an area that gets nice and tight from being too sedentary, too much sitting, driving, etc. A couple more bends with the knees, and then bringing that to stillness. Hands go flat, either on low blocks or the mat, and you step back into down dog. If down dog is not your thing, you can find your way to the mat. That's an option. So if you're in traditional down dog, you're in a triangle shape with the chest pressing close to the tops of the thighs. Maybe bicycle pedaling your heels as you wag your fluffy dog butt, your fluffy dog tail for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Feet go flat. Go ahead and lower the knees down to the mat. Here it's big toes together, knees wide apart. Press into child pose. And this is where I use my rolled up towel behind my knees. It will create more space so I can push the hips back closer to the heels. So now we're stretching the tops of the feet, the tops of the quads, the thighs. Arms could be forward on the mat, or maybe beside the legs. The forehead should rest on the mat. But if the forehead is not getting there, option 1, stack palms. The forehead can rest there. Option 2, stack fists. The forehead could rest there. Or option 3, a flat block, low block, and resting there. So here, once you've melted into your child pose, it could be a static press, or it could be little wiggles side to side, left to right, east to west, west to east. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice, back to center. Let's take the hands forward. Let's come up into neutral table. And here you might wish to do extra padding for your knees. It always pays to be pampering your knees because they don't seem to last a lifetime, so we have to be very kind to them. So hips over knees, shoulders over elbows, elbows over wrists, fingers spread wide. Neutral table. Let's tuck the 10 toes, rock back and forth. If you want to sit on your heels, if you're a Gumby person, go for that. Otherwise, you're just rocking back and forth for 8, opening the bottoms of the feet. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to neutral table. Untuck the 10 toes. Pound the tops of the feet. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, nice, and then slowly coming to stillness. This way. I'm going to take my blocks on the tall setting. And using them as arm extenders, you may not need them. You're still on the knees, the padded knees, hopefully. You're going to take your left leg out to the side. And the foot can not be completely flat, but what we're going to do is we're going to go side to side. So you kind of push into the left, come back to center, and push back to the left again. So we're getting at that leg bone at a different angle. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Draw that leg in. Then you're going to extend the opposite leg. And here again, you can keep the foot on the mat. And you've got your arm extenders, and you're going to press into the right, back to center, right, back to center. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Back to center with those legs. And then we're just going to take the blocks either to the low setting, or you can get rid of the blocks. And we're just going to do some hip circling to neutralize, recalibrate that whole lower body area. Ugh. 2 more circles in this direction. And then you're going to circle the other direction. Very nice. Big full breaths. And then coming back to stillness. Let's go ahead and find our way to sitting. And you'll be facing that narrow end of your mat. Props can go off to one side. Better watch out. I've got a chair there. Okay, so feet and legs in parallel. Inhale forward, exhale back. So this is like an inverted cat-cow. Inhale forward, exhale back. 2 more. Forward and back. Forward, and then you're going to roll it all the way down. Draw those bent knees into the chest, and then if it feels right, rocking side to side feels pretty good here. Just breathing. Maybe making faces at the ceiling as you activate the facial muscles. And you want to maybe circle on your sacrum, which is that bony part of the low back. It's like a little tiny appetizer plate there. You can roll around in the sacrum. And then if you're rolling on the sacrum, you be sure to roll in the opposite direction. Very nice. Big full breaths. And then coming back to center. Splay the knees apart. The feet are going to be floating in the air. With your hands and your arms, you're going to place the weight of the arms on the inside of those bent legs. So we're letting gravity open up the hip crease here. The feet are floating. You might want to flex and point the feet, spread the toes wide, circle the ankles. Do your little vaudeville choreography with your feet for 4, 3, 2, 1. Really nice. Releasing. And then the knees come back together. Let's take the legs up to the sky and just shake the legs, reversing the blood flow in the body. You can add arms and hands, just shake it away for 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then bringing that to stillness, bend the knees, the feet return to earth. If you've got a block, grab one. If you don't have one, the palms go down, face down, and you can just slide them under the lower part here of the bottom. If you've got a block, press the feet into the mat, lift the hips, slide the low block only underneath the sacrum. So that's down here by the bum. It's not up here by the kidneys, okay? So be sure it's in the right position. Once you feel firmly connected to the block, go right ahead and lift the legs up to the sky. And we can flex and point, circle the ankles. Oh, this feels pretty good. And spread the toes wide. Now from here, we're going to glue the insides of the legs together, and we're going to circle. So this may not be a huge move, but you're going to remember to squeeze your abdominals clearly. We'll do a few circles in this direction, and then we're going to do circles in the other direction. Very nice. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. The legs come back to neutral here in the center. I'm gripping my mat. Or the arms could be in T position. The legs, the insides of the legs are still glued. You're going to drop to the left. It may not go far because you don't want to collapse. Back to center, drop right. Maybe the arms in T position give you more support. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Back to center. Keeping the legs glued in the middle. Inhale, drop and hover. Exhale, lift and squeeze. You don't let those feet and legs land. Inhale, drop and hover. Exhale, lift and squeeze. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Back up to perpendicular. Flex the feet as you open, big wide V. Flex. Point the toes as you cross. So big scissors move with the legs. Inhale. Cross opposite leg. Exhale. 8. Nice and slow. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Nice. And then just shake everything out. Nice and gentle. Let's kick ourselves in the butt now. For 8. 7. Pump those legs. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Nice. And bringing that to stillness. 1 foot returns to earth mindfully. 2nd foot returns to earth mindfully. Press the feet into the mat. Slide the block away. And then just lower the spine down like a string of pearls, very gently. Let's go ahead and take the feet mat width apart. Knees stay bent, and you're going to gently, don't just wildly flail your legs, just windshield wiper gently side to side. Because we just did a baby back bend, so we don't want to freak out the low back by going immediately into the opposite direction. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Next time the knees drop to the left, leave them there. Maybe you want to land those knees on a block or a cushion in a block. Maybe the head and the neck want to look to the right. So bent knees to the left, head and neck to the right. If looking to the side bothers the neck, skip that part, all right? We're here in a supine twist for 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Knees come back upright. You're going to micro bend the knees side to side, windshield wiper, nice and gentle. And the next time the knees drop to the right, you move them there. Maybe they want to drop on a block or a cushion in the block. Head and neck look to the left. Again, if looking to the side disturbs your neck, just skip it. We'll be here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Back to center. A few more recalibrating windshield wipers. And then if you want to roll on your back spine, do so. If not, if you've got osteoporosis, osteopenia, do not do this part. Just wiggle your legs in the air. We'll do 4, 3, 2. Last one. Nice. And now everyone gets to lie down flat on their mats. We're moving into Shavasana, corpse pose, resting pose. And the arms and legs are 30 to 45 on the earth. You can let the feet flop off to the side. Maybe a rolled blanket or towel under your knees to protect the low back. If flat on the back isn't feasible, bend the knees, feet mat width apart. Knock the knees together in the center like a tent. Restorative rest pose. If flat on the back isn't working, rolling onto one side, stacking hips and legs, head rests on upper arm, or maybe the head can rest on a block or a cushion in a block. Or if you have an available wall and would like to put your legs up the wall, that's a delicious way to do Shavasana. Or you could sit in a chair, feet flat, palms face down on the thighs, and then be sure to pull flesh away from sits bones, crown of head floats up to sky. It's a long spine. And then once you've organized your best version of Shavasana, just allowing the eyes to drop closed, scanning the body for the effects of the practice, and breathing into any residual tension that might remain. Relaxing the face and jaw, the back of the neck, and approaching our friend the hot tub very quickly today. The warmth is going to permeate your feet and your toes. It goes into the ankles, and then the low legs, the knees, the thighs, and then the warmth moves up into the hips and pelvis. The low back releases. The buttocks release. And from there, it moves into the chest and shoulders and the torso. Let's not forget the torso. It envelops the ribs, the heart, the lungs, the liver, all those vital organs. And then it moves into the shoulders and the arms, all the way down to the fingertips, floating in this beautiful warmth. And from there, it goes into the throat and the neck. And then it envelops the head, all the way to the crown of the head. The back of the neck releases, the face and the jaw let go. The tongue lies at the bottom of the mouth, teeth slightly apart. Eyes sink deep into the skull, as though a white circle of healing light permeates every cell in the body. Noticing back body and front body, right side and left side. Noticing the whole body together, the whole body together, the whole body together. And today the quote is from an author, initials L.R. Knost, Knost. She's an author and I think an activist as well. Do not be dismayed by the brokenness of the world. All things break, and all things can be mended. Not with time, as they say, but with intention. So go, love intentionally, extravagantly, unconditionally. The broken world waits in darkness for the light that is you. If you'd like to remain in Shavasana for as long as feels right, please feel free to stay right there. But if you're ready to meet the day, begin to bring some gentle movement to fingers and toes and arms and legs. And then drawing the knees into the chest, giving yourself a well-deserved hug, as if you're on the earth. And then rolling onto your favorite side and pausing there for just a few breaths in embryo posture. And on the next inhale, keeping the eyes closed, press yourself up into a comfortable seated posture, rooting the sits bones down into the earth, drawing the crown of the head up into the sky, scanning the body for the effects of the practice, and thanking the body for all it does all day, every day, and bringing to mind one thing for which you are grateful. And on the next inhale, let's float the palms up overhead, hands meet in prayer, dropping down the midline, stopping at the heart, samastiti, this beating heart. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you stand in the light of your own true self. I salute the bright light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Jai Bhagwan.